I need you to listen to the vision. All your verses sound like dirty dishes. I'm about to clean them in the kitchen. And we making money by the minute. I'm about to do it way different.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is your host Willie Stimmich. I'm back again, but hey, I'm doing my own thing. Got a new show called The Starting Lineup, and this is the starting lineup where we would be discussing high school, college, and pro sports. So, hey, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're out there, I'm your host Willie Stimmich. Hey, you can give me a follow on Twitter at same address, MSL Weekly. I will get your comments. You can hit me up on the email at info4willie@gmail.com. First segment, like I said, let me give you the starting lineups. First segment, high school sports. We just talk high school sports. Second segment, we go dive into some college sports. And then your third segment, we be doing some pro sports. So without further ado, let's get it popping. I just want to do something on my own instead of, I know the football season, high school football season over. I think high school basketball's over. I don't deal with baseball, girls fast pitch, softball, or track and field. That's not my area. I can get into it, but I'm more of an expertise when it comes to football, basketball. That's what I do, So just want to jump out here and just do my own thing. Get it popping until the fall gets here, and then we can get back into some Mid-State League weekly high school sports. So the first segment, we're just going to jump into high school. And so on the high school stand, there was a Jump25.com shootout all-star game. That was Sunday. I think it was last Sunday. And Alpha-Centric standout Trey Baumgartner took over where he left off in the high school season. He earned the MVP honors in leading Schneider Bakery to a 113-111 win over the Jump25.com in one of the three high school all-star games in the 10th annual Jump 25 All-Star Classic at East Sunday. Baumgartner scored a game-high 25 points. Best on 5-game card featuring seniors earned the MVP, Gary Elder of Centennial. He added 19 points, and Beechcroft duo Deron Jennings and Janani Simmons added 17 and 14 respectively. Antonio Watson of Newark, he led the Jump with Jump 25 with 17 points. In the second boys game, Mike White of East gathered MVP honors with a 19 points as he led U.S. crop therapy over Kimball Midwest 118-10. Am I looking at that right? 118-10. Solomon Pierre Lewis of Wellington, I know that guy. He scored 17 points, and Ross Ryan of Pickerton North added 15 for the winners. Elijah Kimball of Mansfield St. Peter had a game high 24 points. Let's see, Anastasia, I guess this was Harris of Gahanna. I guess it was a girls' game too, yeah. Scored 14 points. Was chosen MVP at the Donatos defeated Grove City Dental 61-55 in the girls' All-Star game. In the men's All-Star college game, Loops beat home team Prosperity 95-89, and Finley's Terran Sullivan and Youngstown State Jalen Benton of Westerville North share the MVP honors with 23 points and 21 points. That was a Jump 25 All-Star Classic that was going on last week, and as far as high school. And just trying to keep up with what's going on, as I know these guys doing a lot of AAU and getting ready for the next season. And the guys that graduated going through conditioning and get ready for the next level in college. The 73rd annual North-South All-Star Game, football All-Star Game, is coming up this Saturday. Nearly 24 high school football players from Central Ohio have been selected to participate in the 73rd annual North-South All-Star Football Game on April 28th, that's Saturday, at Paul Brown Stadium in Massillon, Ohio. This event is the nation's longest running prep all-star game and features the state top seniors as chosen by the Ohio High School Football Coaches Association. 18 players from Central Ohio were chosen to play the North-South all-star game in Division 1 through 3, and 5 from the area were selected to play in the South All-Star game, which is in Division 4 through 7. Division 4 through 7 game would kick off at noon, followed by Division 1 through 3 game will kick off at 4 o'clock. 2 of the best players selected on Division 1 through 3 game, tight end Trenton Gillison, and defensive back Jeremiah Woods, helped Pickerington Central win the Division I state championship December the 1st, while Woods had 11 scholarship offers from football bowl subdivision programs. Gillison is also 3 Michigan State recruit from the area which chosen for the game, along with Dublin Coughlin linebacker just Lord Boson, I guess that's what it is, and Olentangy 2A linebacker Jacob Slade. Another Big Ten Conference recruit was selected for the Division 1 through 3 game is Pickerington North's defensive lineman Alex Williams, who has committed to Ohio State. Others chosen for the D1, D3 contest include 3 Ball State recruits in Reynoldsburg, Joe Boggs, North Tyler Potts, he ought to be a good one, defensive back, and Olentangy Orange, Jalen Rogers, defensive back. Olentangy Liberty, Nick Rossi, who has committed to Toledo. Hartley's Patrick Gillian, an Ohio University recruit, and DeSalle's Brandon DeRoe, a Colorado State commit, and Waterson's Kyle Simmons, he was selected too. North quarterback Jimmy Warwick, I knew that guy, was also named Division I State Offensive Player of the Year, and Hilliard Bradley's Devon Anderson, wide receiver, Gahanna's Jerome Buckner, wide receiver, and Miffelin's Jeremiah Jackson. He's a good one. Wide receiver are among the skilled position players expected to participate. Buckner has committed to Ohio University. Also selected to the D1, D3 games were Kaufman's Luke Crabtree and Walnut Ridge's Justin Vance. The South team will be coached by Dresden Tri-Valley coach Justin Buttermore, while Walnut Ridge coach Byron Maddox will serve as the assistant. The South team in Division 4 through 7 game will be coached by Fort Lorain Whit Parks, while Grandview's coach Jason Peters serve as assistant. And Harvest Prep running back Dan Bangura. Everybody knows Dan Bangura, who set the state record for career rushing yards, was a finalist for the Mr. Ohio Football Award, and teammate Isaiah Mullen, a defensive lineman and a Wisconsin recruit, are among those who will play in Division 4 through 7 game. Others include Grandview's James Lachey, that's Jim Lachey's son, and Brandon Spalding, and Reddy's Ryan Woods. James Lachey, who is the son of former Ohio State offensive lineman Jim Lachey, is a Bowling Green commit. So he is committed to go to Bowling Green, which is good. Good for those guys. Great to see those guys advance their career. I got one more high school news notes. Upper Arlington, Dane Goodwin caps career with all-star win. This was in Powell, Ohio. So Dane Goodwin set out the entire spring all-star circuit because he wanted to savor the experience of the 60th annual North-South All-Star basketball game Friday at Olentangy Liberty. This game has always been special to me, said Goodwin, who has signed with Notre Dame. The game was previously held at Capitol, where my father coaches, and I went to every game. I figured this would be a fitting way to go out Goodwin, who also was Mr. Ohio basketball among many other honors, went out in style by helping the balanced South team beat the North 125-115. And kudos to Dane Goodwin. And there's some other guys on there. Janali Simmons of Beechcroft and Goodwin added 13 points apiece, and J.T. Shoemate of Newark added 10 points. Goodwin and Shoemate hit 2 3-pointers during this run they had. In the nightcap, Ohio State bound Justin Ahrens of Versailles scored a career-high 31 points for the MVP honors as South routed North 134-119. Man, these guys would be shooting some man down, hand down, man down 3-pointers. Trey Baumgartner of Division III state runner-up for Alpha Centric chipped in 18 points and 4 assists for the South. Baumgartner will play for Division II Minnesota State. Those are your high school notes there. I mean, and I just came from a couple of high school AAU games. I mean, these guys are getting ready for next year, and every guy's got their year when they would shine. So hopefully, everybody will do good in the next round. Hey guys, we'll take a quick break, right quick. We come back. We're just going to get into some college sports. This is the starting lineup. My name is Willie Stimmich. Okay, guys, we're back. This is the starting lineup. Something brand new we're, getting into, just to, keep it moving. And hopefully the fall we'll go back to our normal podcast, which is the Mid-State League Weekly. But just want to launch out there and do my own thing. I talk a lot of sports. I love sports. And, like to debate sports. So, this is what I do. So, with that being said, let's get into some college sports. NFL Draft Day is April 26 through 28. Will be covered by ESPN and ESPN2. First round will be Thursday this week, April 26, 8 p.m. Second and third round will be Friday, April 27, 7 p.m. And rounds 4 through 7 will be Saturday, April 28 at noon. It'll be 456 picks. And this thing will be taking place at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, where the Cowboys play. So let's look at some of these guys that's going in the draft. You have a running back, Saquon Barkley from Penn State, 6 feet. He has a 97 grade. They said this guy really tore it up in the combine, man. I mean, this guy's short, but he is a rock. He is a rock. He's a stud, and he can do what he do. You got Quentin Nelson for Notre Dame, outside guard, offensive guard, rather. You got Bradley Chubb of NC State. Man, this guy's a beast too. He's another linebacker for Denver Broncos. I forgot the guy's name, but these guys they play just alike, man. Defensive end, 6'4". 269, I believe is what it is. Weight. Yeah, this guy's. You got Sam Darnold of USC, 6'3", quarterback. You got Raekwon Smith of Georgia. He's 6 foot, and you got Denzel Ward of Ohio State, cornerback at 5'10". This guy can hit, man. He really can hit. You got Derwin James of Florida State, 6'1", safety. You got Mika Fitzpatrick of Alabama. He could really hit too, safety. Josh Rosen for UCLA, 6'4". I mean, I haven't really seen too much on Josh Rosen, so I don't know what he's going to do. But I know Sam Darnold, big dude. He could really throw the football. I mean, you got Josh Allen of Wyoming, 6'4", and this is the guy that was throwing in. I believe he was throwing in the rain or something, but he could throw it too. And then you got your little guy, Baker Mayfield, a 6 foot out of Oklahoma. I just want to see what this guy's going to do, man. He's a lot of hype in college, but this is another level of football. So, we'll see what he's going to do when he get to that level. You got a lot of other guys in here, man. Deron Payne of Alabama, Jair Alexander from Louisville, cornerback. Who else you got in this draft here? DJ Moore of Maryland, 6 foot. There's a host of other guys in here. But, this should be an interesting draft. So, hope your team, whoever your team is, hope they come out on top and pick up somebody, that's going to help your team produce. And speaking of college football, let's talk Ohio State. Ohio State Buckeyes. These are our hometown. Let's break down the Buckeyes quarterback. That's what I want to do. That's what I really want to talk about. As Ohio State coaches continue to evaluate who their starting quarterback should be, they're going back and watching every throw the quarterbacks attempted this spring. While we're you got Joe Burrow, Dwayne Haskins, and Tate Martell. Now, what's your take? I mean, this is what Joe Burrow said. I mean, Joe Burrow been there for a while, and he played behind. He was running neck and neck with Dwayne Haskins before he hurt his hand, and he's right behind J.G. Barrett. But now Haskins saying that if you don't get that starting job, he's eligible to transfer somewhere else and start immediately. So, which I don't blame him. I mean, he said he didn't come to Ohio State just to sit on the bench, and I don't blame him. And, if you got a lot of talent, I used to be a basketball player. I mean, I don't want to go nowhere and just sit there. I want to, show, do what I do, show my skills, So, but that's the controversy they got there. I mean, Urban Meyer recruits all these 5-star athletes, but everybody can't play at the same time. So unfortunately, Braxton Miller went down, and then JT came in. Then JT went down. Then Cardale Jones came in, and he came in at the right time during the playoffs, and he actually led that team to a national championship, and he really got the nod, got the support to go to in NFL. I mean, but just imagine he would have never played. You think he would have went to the NFL? I don't think I mean, that's my opinion. I don't think he would have, because he sat there and just like Joe Burrow. Who knows what Joe Burrow can do? Who knows what Joe Burrow can do? I mean, the guy can play. I mean, but like I said, you haven't really seen him because of J.T. Barrett, and J.T. Barrett been there forever. Like, he's a 5-year senior, so hopefully they can get that worked out, man. But I it's good to keep all 3 of them just in case one get hurt. You got a second one, and then Tate Martell. He got his arm is kind of weak, but he's really athletic. This guy really can. He's athletic. He kind of reminds me of a Baker Mayfield type dude, Manziel type dude. He can run. He could create a lot of stuff with his feet, but he get that throwing down. He'll be 3-dimensional, 2-dimensional, arm and legs. Yep. I just hope everything work out for those guys. So with that being said, guys, we'll take another quick break, and we come back. We're going to wrap it up. So this is the starting lineup. New show. My name is Willie Stimmons. We'll be right back.
Jackie.
Okay, guys, we're back. We're about to take this thing to the house. This is the starting lineup. My name is Willie Stimmich, and hey, let's go and get out and get these last 10 minutes in, and we can go home. But we're gonna talk some pro sports right now, and like I said, the only thing that's going on right now is really exciting is the NBA playoffs. So I know everybody's tuning in the NBA playoffs. And here's what you got in the Eastern Conference. You got the number 1 seed Toronto Raptors playing the number 1 seed Washington Wizards, and Toronto leads that series 3-1. But I think, let me see, can I pull that up? Toronto has won 106-98, so that series is tied 2-2. So that series is 2-2, all knotted up. So it's the best of three now. And then you got Boston and Milwaukee. That series is tied 2-2. Let me look at the scoreboard and see what's going on there. The Bucks. They won today, 104-102. I tell you what, the Celtics, man, they got to get it together if they plan on going anywhere. But I mean, Milwaukee, that's a young team, and Giannis, that last little tip in, man. I mean, that sealed it. You got to really put a body on that dude, man. But he is that's why they call him the Greek Freak. The dude is so freaking athletic and so freaking long. He just, man, it means like it's jumping. I mean, he just tapped that ball in there, and it was over. It was good night. And the Celtics just really have a good shooting day. I mean, not like they did the other night, man. So we got to get, both, whoever's running that show, I don't know, I think it's one of the point guards. You got to get these guys involved. I mean, Al Horford is doing his thing, but other than that, I mean, the guys are playing, but you got to grind a little harder. But that series is tied 2-2, and I think it goes back to Boston next time they play. Another Eastern Conference series, Philadelphia and Miami. I'll tell you what, this is a good series too. And I'm gonna say two things about this one. Ben Simmons is a grown man. Don't let him fool you. Don't let that baby face fool you. He's a grown man. He kind of reminds me of LeBron James, but he's about 6'10", can bring the ball up the court. He got good court vision. He could pass. He could score. If he work on his 3-point game, this guy's gonna be lights out, man. And then on the Miami side, Hassan Whiteside, he's getting exposed. I mean, I don't know what this guy has done in this series. I mean, I didn't really see this guy explode and do anything. And, Wade is off and on. Wade had a good game one day, but he did again. He didn't really turn it on in that game 3 there. But anyway, Philadelphia's up 3-1, and they're going back home, and I think they're going to wrap this thing up. Young team on the verge. I got to talking with a guy today about this the off season and when all the trades are going to take place, and I was wondering if LeBron leaves Cleveland, and Kawhi Leonard is having some issues, he might leave San Antonio. Just imagine those two guys join the Sixers. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. Just imagine those two guys join the Sixers. You have Embiid, Simmons, LeBron James, and Kawhi Leonard. That could be scary. That can be dangerous. But enough of that. I want to get off that subject. And then we got the last team in the East, the Cavaliers at the 5th seed, Indiana Pacers. The Cavs the Cavs should really be close to getting out of there, because the second game they won by 3 points, but LeBron had to score 49 points. And you got the other 4 guys just standing around doing nothing. They're not even moving. Like motion without the basketball. I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, number one, you should have never got those guys. I mean, you should get some guys. I don't know. I'm not the coach, but Cleveland's down 2-1. And let me pull up the score, see what the score is. Right now, it's Cleveland 40, the Pacers 28, 8:53 to go in the second quarter. So, but that don't surprise me, because Cleveland had that same lead. They was up by 20 points in the last game and went into halftime, and they came out and laid an egg. I mean, they came out and just choked. I mean, and they defense. I mean, Cleveland don't play defense, man. Nobody plays defense. I mean, you went out and got Rodney Hood, George Hill, Larry Nance Jr., and then you got LeBron with 46, and nobody close to that was Kevin Love. He only had 12 points, and he's another guy. He is, every time you look at him, he's holding his hand like his hand hurt, or he limping like his leg hurt. I mean, the guy, you got to be physical, man. This is a physical. He couldn't play in the era of the bad boy Pistons or the Indiana Pacers or Reggie Miller and all those guys. He couldn't play in that era, man. I mean, the dude get ran, or he get run out of town. I mean, that was some physical basketball. I remember when Dennis Rodman used to just grab Jordan out of the air and throw him in the bleachers. I mean, that's the kind of basketball they play. And these generation of guys, they couldn't compete with those guys. Really, they really couldn't. They're too soft, too weak. Yeah, but Cleveland, I wouldn't be surprised, man, if these guys get bounced in the first round. I mean, they don't have, just because, they just don't, I don't know. They just don't have the game face on and ready to play. Let me just speed this up. I will get off there. We got 4 more minutes before we close this out. Western Conference, you got Houston and the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Houston leads 2-1. I think they are. I think they lead 2-1. They play tomorrow. But that series, I don't know. Minnesota can really play with these guys if they play smart. Jeff Teague will have to run the offense. He had to stop trying to be a one-on-one dude and run the offense. And do not put Derrick Rose on James Harden. Rose just came off 2 knee surgeries in his past year, and James Harden is an expert at breaking ankles. So put that together. And he just blows by Derrick Rose, man. But I give Rose his props, man. Rose played a good, decent basketball that game 3. He really played. But you got to get Karl Anthony Towns. You got to get him going. You got to get this dude scored 28, 25 points a game this year. He only averaging 8 points. I mean, you got to get him in the post, and he's got to get more physical because, Clint Capella is playing a really physical. So, Rockets up 2-1, and that series continues tomorrow. Golden State and San Antonio, I think, Golden State lead that series 3-1. San Antonio won today. And Golden State was just out of sync today. I mean, I never seen them play like that. A lot of turnover, a lot of mistakes. I never seen them play like that. But I think they're going to wrap this series up 3-1. They go back home. It's a wrap. So, but my thing that surprised me is Portland and the Pelicans. That was it wasn't a shocker. I knew because the Pelicans can ball. I mean, you let Rajon Rondo run that point. He knows exactly where to get the ball to. But you got Jrue Holiday with 40 and Anthony Davis with 46. Man, that's 86 of your points that that's most of your scoring right there. And I seen a picture on Instagram. It was a smartwatch, but it had Jrue Holiday's picture there and said, "What time is it?" I don't know if they was making fun of Dame Lillard, but and then they put Portland, man. I mean, Portland don't have nobody but Lillard and C.J. McCollum. You take those 2 guys out of the equation, man, they're garbage. They got nobody else, man. Who? Evan Turner? I mean, who else you got on that team that could do anything? I mean, they just got bounced. They at the house. And Portland, the New Orleans Pelicans move on. I got one more for you. I got 2 minutes. So let me go and throw this out there. Oklahoma City and the Utah Jazz. Utah leads that series 2-1. I tell you what, OKC better wake up. This is the first time I ever seen Westbrook play with no energy in that last game. He kept giving the ball to Paul George. George had his 30. But all those guys got to contribute, man. Melo had to shoot it. Melo didn't do anything. I mean, Westbrook only had 14 points. He didn't really play Russell Westbrook basketball. It was just all Paul George one-on-one, and George did what he did, but it's got to take a team effort because Rudy Gobert, I forgot the left-handed guy. He was killing it. And then you got the rookie Donovan Mitchell. He's not going to let up either. So that series is 2-1. I think it goes back to, I think it stays in Utah. Yeah, it stays in Utah. Yep. And that's the pro sport NBA. Just want to get you guys caught up in. But I love the NBA right now, man. This is the time to look at it, man. There's a lot of teams in there. A lot of teams gonna get bounced. A lot of teams gonna get surprised. And I can't wait for the off season to see what happens with all these trades. And that's about the best time of basketball, the off season, when everybody goes in their separate ways. Hey guys, that is a wrap for today. Yeah, that's a wrap for today, and we're gonna pick it up next week. So we'll talk about more sports. And like I said, my name is Willie Stemmons. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next week, this has been your starting lineup.
DMD